There was a time when every morning felt like a quiet battle, a battle just to stand, to take that first step out of bed, and to feel my legs remember their purpose. I used to sit on the edge of the mattress, holding my knees, whispering small prayers before walking to the kitchen. Maybe you know that feeling too, when your body feels heavier than it once did, when every joint creaks like an old wooden door, and the pain in your legs feels like it's been living there forever. I remember how I would look out the window, watching the world move so effortlessly, while I measured every step like a careful negotiation with pain. Doctors gave names to it: circulation issues, inflammation, age-related stiffness. But to me it was simply life slowing me down. Yet deep down, I refused to believe that growing older had to mean surrendering to discomfort. So I began to listen, not to doctors or pills, but to stories, to wisdom shared by people older than me, quieter than me, who had found ways to heal gently. One day, an old neighbor told me about something simple, something so natural it almost sounded too humble to help: the use of mustard oil warmed slightly and massaged into the legs every morning. She said it with such peace, as if passing down a secret that had traveled through generations. I remember asking, "Just mustard oil?" And she smiled, saying, "Yes, but with patience and gratitude." That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Mustard oil, the kind my grandmother once used for cooking and for soothing sore joints after long days in the fields. I began to read a little about it, and I discovered that this golden oil, pressed from mustard seeds, is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and selenium, all known to ease inflammation and support circulation. It made sense in the quiet way nature always makes sense: nothing rushed, nothing forced, only gentle repair. The next morning, I warmed a small cup of mustard oil, just until it felt comforting to the touch, not hot. Then I sat by the window where the morning sun touched the floor, and I began massaging my calves and knees in slow, circular motions. The warmth spread like a kind whisper, not just through my skin, but deep into the tired muscles that had been holding on for too long. For the first few days, the pain was still there, stubborn as always. But something was changing. My legs felt looser afterward, and the heaviness that had always lingered seemed to fade a little earlier each day. It wasn't magic, it was rhythm. Daily, consistent, faithful rhythm. Every morning, after washing my face and saying my quiet prayer, I would warm the oil again, apply it with gratitude, and gently move my legs, flexing my feet to help the blood flow. Science would probably call it improved circulation or muscle relaxation, but what I felt was something deeper, as if my body was remembering how to heal itself. After about 3 weeks, I noticed I could stand longer while cooking. I could walk to the mailbox without that familiar ache crawling up my calves. Even my sleep felt better, because the night cramps that used to wake me up had softened into silence. The oil, the warmth, the touch, they became a morning ritual of love rather than a chore. It wasn't just the oil, though. It was the presence that came with it, slowing down, breathing, feeling grateful for the legs that still carried me, for the life that still waited each morning. Sometimes I would add a few drops of eucalyptus or camphor oil into the mustard oil, especially on colder days. The scent lifted my mood, and the cooling warmth of eucalyptus made my legs feel alive again. It's funny how something so simple can bring such profound change when we do it with consistency. And yes, some mornings I didn't want to do it. Some mornings I thought, it's not working anymore. But then I'd remind myself, healing doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers through small progress, through the days when pain feels lighter, when steps feel steadier. I began noticing little things: my posture improving, my feet feeling warmer, even my balance strengthening. The body, I realized, responds to kindness, not urgency. So I stayed patient. Now, at 79, I still start my mornings with that same ritual: a small bowl of warmed mustard oil, sunlight filtering through the curtains, and 10 quiet minutes of care. I tell people it's my moving meditation. There's a gentle science to it. The heat dilates blood vessels, the massage stimulates nerve endings, and the oil nourishes tissues deeply, easing stiffness and promoting flexibility. But beyond the science, there's something soulful about it, a way of thanking your legs for carrying your life's weight all these years. Some days, I still feel a little ache when it rains or when I've walked too long, but it's nothing like before. The sharp, biting pain that once ruled my mornings has turned into a quiet whisper that I can live with, sometimes even forget. And what's more, this small practice reminded me that aging isn't about losing ability. It's about discovering gentler rhythms that still keep us moving. If you ever feel that heaviness in your legs or that quiet ache that makes you doubt your strength, try this. Warm a bit of mustard oil in your palms, breathe in its earthy scent, and massage slowly from your ankles upward, as if you're telling your body, thank you. Do it in the quiet of the morning, when the world hasn't yet demanded your attention, when you can hear your own heartbeat and feel your breath steady. Over time, you'll notice your steps growing lighter, your energy more balanced, and your heart more grateful. Healing, I've learned, is not just about removing pain. It's about restoring connection between your body and your mind, between what you feel and how you treat yourself. And as the days pass, you'll find that the ritual itself becomes your companion, a small act of faith, a quiet conversation with your own strength. I no longer fear the mornings. I look forward to them. The pain that once made me dread the day now reminds me of how far I've come. And sometimes, when I see the first light touch the floor, I smile because I know no pill, no expensive treatment, just nature's own oil, warmth, patience, and love brought me here. Maybe that's what healing really means, not fighting against time, but learning to walk beside it, one gentle, grateful step at a time.